Flashback 20 years, and I used to walk on this quiet street with a gun on my waist on the way to Christie Park. Now I got a gym bag full of fitness equipment.
Jose Vivar was trying to turn his life around. He entered the world of guns, gangs, and drugs at a young age and quickly rose through the ranks. He was charged with murdering a rival but beat the charge and was acquitted. 4 years later, he was swept up in the Toronto police raids dubbed Project Cheddar, and Jose was the big cheese they were after. Convicted on gun and drug charges, he went to prison. After serving his time, he turned to fitness and started a boot camp for his community in Christie Pitts Park. Then, as he led a class this summer, Vivar was shot 5 times with his 2 sons and their mother by his side, proving once again, while it's easy to get into the gang life, it's hard to get out. I spoke with him about his past and how it caught up with him that day.
As I lay down with bullet holes in my stomach, I'm just thinking, is this it? Am I doomed to this life? And something in the back of my head said, no, that this can't be it.
Somebody shot you 5 times. It's pretty clear that somebody wanted you dead. Do you know who and why?
It could be anyone. You know, I've gotten to fights when I was young. In that type of business, it could be anything. It could be a friend. It could be somebody who doesn't want to see me. It could be over a girl 10 years ago. And that's the scary part about the game, is you never really know where it's coming from. You can speculate, but it's a constant life of looking over your shoulder.
You're now a family man raising your own children. I mean, have you been able, you think now, to get out? Because as we said off the top, it's easy to get in, but Jose, you and I both know it's very hard to get out. They don't let you just walk away from a life like this.
It's very hard. It's not like the movies. It's not blood in, blood out. Mm-hmm. But after having that lifestyle ingrained for such a long time, it's hard. It's hard to break habits. It's hard. You're basically recreating yourself into a brand new person. Fortunately, I have 2 children. I have a family. I have support. And I see that this is not the life that I want for them. Dwight, I remember you covered a story on me about 14 years ago, which is one of the most negative stories that could have ever happened.
Was it when you were charged with murder?
Of positivity when I was charged, correct.
Talk about, for young people out there, because a lot of young people, and I've covered a lot of these stories over the years, they find this life so alluring. They think that it is so cool to get into this life. What do you have to say to them as somebody who's lived it and seen prison and seen bullet holes in your body?
I was one of those 16-year-olds, and the same thing, I wasn't taught business, I was taught illegitimate business. Mm-hmm. So when I take myself back in time, I think if I were to know the things I know now about legitimate business, if I was taught that when I was 16, my life would have been different. We have to look for the Jose's 20 years ago. I'm looking for someone that was exactly like me, and I'm going to guide him, and I'm going to constantly tell him, listen, these are the consequences. You got to choose. But this way is the winning way, and this way is the losing way. Fortunately for me, I made it out, and I'm still alive to tell my story, and that's given me purpose.
Jose, let's finish up with this. What's next for you now? You know, you try to go back to your old neighborhood. You try to do positive things within that community. You've had to leave. What happens now with you moving forward as you become a businessman and a family man trying to raise your kids?
Fitness is very important to me. Mm-hmm. My writing is important to me. I'm an inspiring journalist, and my family is important to me. 257 Fitness is going to live on. We're still going to focus on doing the boot camps. We're still going to focus on opening up a nonprofit gym. I want to get children into the gym, getting them thinking positive, helping them build confidence. You know, I don't want the shooting to define my life. I don't want to be known as a drug dealer. I don't want to be known. That's not the contributions I would like to make to the community, especially the Latino community. I don't want to fit into that stereotype anymore. So, and I found reward now that I'm doing positive things. The reward that I get from that is way better than any Mercedes-Benz I bought, or any car that, any house that I owned before, or amounts of money.
Jose, we appreciate you being so candid about your past. We We appreciate your time, and please stay safe.
Thank you, Dwight.